Hey, 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 welcome in. You're watching CK Stories from the Heart, the show where real people share real stories, stories of struggle, of strength, of service, and of something bigger than all of us. I'm your host, Charles Zachary King, and today is a special one. This is season one, episode 15, a milestone moment for this platform, for this community, and for every single person who has tuned in from day one. 15 episodes, 15 stories, and I've learned anything. And if I've learned anything along with this journey, it is this: purpose is not something you find sitting still, purpose is something you walk into every single day. Today's episode is anchored in a scripture that has been ringing in my spirit all week. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. That is the theme of today's episode: faith, service, community, and purpose. My guest today is a DSP hero, an entrepreneur, a community servant, and a man of profound faith. He serves where others won't look. He builds where others won't go. He loves genuinely, loudly, consistently, where the world often forgets. People, it is my absolute honor to bring to CK Stories from the Heart Mr. Corey Jackson. Corey, welcome to the show, brother. The floor is yours. How are you?
I I am well. Am I frozen? Or can you see me?
It looks like your camera's all frozen.
That's crazy. Let's see. All right. That's crazy.
Well, you just had a little shift, but then it kind of like stopped again.
All right.
So, if you can, is there anything you'd like to say to our audience as you're working through
Uh
the frozen time?
Absolutely. Well, first, thank you for having me. It was a process to get to this point, right? A process to saying yes. And I'm just super thankful, and the outpouring of support from loved ones and friends as I approached today gave
Mhm.
that much more purpose to me being here today.
Well, I want to thank you for being here, and I hope that as we go through this show, that I want to make sure that people get to learn and they understand everything that there is to know as to this journey that you're on and why it's so purposeful. I want to thank each and every individual that has tuned in as we start the show. And I hope that you guys will also be active where you're able to send your comments and questions into the chat because Corey has got a lot of good things that he'd like to talk about. Corey, I want to start with your origins and your personal story.
Absolutely.
Um, so let's start from the beginning. Where did you grow up, and what was life like for you as a young man coming up in New Jersey?
Well, I love New Jersey. New Jersey is me to my core. Um, I am born and raised in New Jersey. I've lived in the same house primarily my whole life. I went through my school system, the local school system from preschool to high school. Um, and this area has molded me to just appreciate New Jersey and all of its offerings. Um, it was a quiet neighborhood, and but with a really good school system. So I learned through a very rounded system.
Mm.
Um, and I've learned to appreciate all that New Jersey has to offer. We have the shore. We have an easy commute to New York City. I can get to Philadelphia. I can get to DC. We have everything we need here. And people may look at New Jersey sometimes and they nose may frown up and stuff, but I know there's a reason people come here, and I know that I'm not leaving here because it's super super great.
So, what are the things that you can think of as we're just starting out here, of course? But what are some of the things that you can think of right now at this point that from young Corey to the Corey that we have here today? What are some of the things that you have grown accustomed to there in Jersey that not only
Mm.
has made you feel so comfortable that you want to stay, but what other people that have not been there should know about Jersey?
Oh man. Okay. So New Jersey, right? And I teach this to my niece and nephew all the time because I think it's crucial. And if you're going to be in Jersey and you love Jersey and you're going to grow to love it, you need to understand. And people may argue this, but we have the best pizza. You know, we're next to these New Yorkers who try to say it. At, listen, New York had their time. Right now, over these last about 15, 20 years, New Jersey's got pizza on lock. Jersey corn, we're the Garden State. There's nothing beating New Jersey corn. We are in prime corn season. It's what we do. We have pork roll. Not everybody knows about pork roll, but if you're from New Jersey, you know about pork roll. And it's a breakfast meat. Typically, you have pork roll, egg, and cheese sandwiches and different things, but we embrace pork roll at the highest level. There's a pork roll festival. I think it's out in Trenton, New Jersey, and we even have our own disputes amongst the state on what you call pork roll. If you're from North Jersey, they may call it uh, Taylor ham, and if you're from South Jersey, it's pork roll. It's pork roll. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Jersey tomatoes. There's just so many things. The Jersey Shore. I'm 15 minutes from the beach.
Oh
I may
wow.
not utilize the Jersey Shore as much as I can, but I can't imagine not having it here. On any given day, go down there, sit by the beach. You can sit and you can relax. You can go down there. You can have a good time. I've brain dumped down there. I've prayed down there. It's just a place of tranquility and relaxation that I just can't imagine not having in my life.
So let's talk about some of the influential people. Who were the people who shaped you most in your early years? Tell us about your uncle, your mother, Deacon Stanley Williams, and Marsha Williams, and what did each of them pour into you?
Man, my uncle Bob, who I just recently saw just a couple days ago. Um just an amazing amazing person. He was the most influential male figure I had in my life growing up. He was there for me to discipline me. He was there to help me guide me through sports. When I was younger, I used to do like soccer and football and baseball and all the things. He taught me to hunt. He taught me to fish. He taught me to go crabbing. Anything that a man could show me, he was showing me. And to this day, he is one of the most amazing people I've ever met. Like, I'm not married, but if I was to get married, my uncle will be my best man because he's that strong of a figure in my life.
Oh wow.
Um, who we got Deacon Deacon Stanley Williams and Reverend Marsha Williams.
Mhm.
These wonderful people who have both passed on, and I embrace them in my heart daily. Um, they basically took me in as a second son. They were my best friend's parents, and as I was growing up and going through all my activities in church and even just regular day-to-day school life with school and stuff, they they poured so much knowledge into me. They taught me the respect of using ma'am and sir. They taught me when we used to leave the house in the morning and go to school, Deacon Stanley would yell out the door every time me and his sons left out the house. He would say A's and hundreds, and we had to always yell it back. It was very important that our focus on education and being prompt and just being young men in the neighborhood was important. And his wife, Reverend Marsha Williams, just a scholar, just an educated woman of God who just they just wrapped their arms around me. And to this day I still am a part of their family and their sons and all of that. And I wouldn't have been the person that I am, especially in my church walk, without their influence, witnessing their marriage and how they respected one another, how they worked together through things, so many different things. And who was the third person we had?
Your mother.
Oh, listen, my mom, my biggest supporter. This lady is so phenomenal. And I can go to her, I can talk to her. We make decisions together. There's there's not a lot of people in this world I'll look to for a lot of things. I won't ask for help from a lot of people. I kind of try to figure things out. But that woman, my mother, is such an amazing person who just she has my back. She has my back. And to be completely transparent, I'm her rock. And I've been there for her through everything. She had a battle with thyroid cancer. Just the ups and downs of owning a home and all the different things. And there's probably not a decision in life that we don't confer and make sure that everything is in alignment and can work. And if we can't figure it out, we're gonna figure it out and we're gonna work together to get there.
Wow. So let's talk about a defining moment. When did you first realize that your purpose was tied to serving others? Was there a defining moment?
Mm, that's a good question. Um, Growing up, I've always been a person who liked to help people, a fixer, a supporter, and arguably more than I support myself sometimes. So this goes back to, man, as early as eighth grade, maybe eighth grade, maybe even sooner. I was voted most positive. I was voted friendliest. Like I've always had this energy of positivity around me. And even at that age, unknowingly, I think I just made it a lifestyle to want to support people, to want to love on the ones that I love, to want to be present for the people that need it. And that spirit just grows in you, and it's become me, and I'm very happy and proud to be that person.
You got some support here in the chat. Let me put these on the screen for you, and you're more than welcome to speak back or to say anything to any of your supporters here. First one here is super excited and have been waiting all week for this.
Listen, you recently had Shatira Porte on the show, and because of her, I'm in this room today, right?
Yes.
Again, huge. Between my mother and her, I don't know who supports me more and who kick my butt more when I'm not doing right and the different things. And I'm just so thankful. We just recently went and celebrated my 5-year anniversary of my company, and no one, I knew she would be there for that, and that would be something she would do because we support one another, and and we celebrate wins together and all the different things. So she is irreplaceable in my life.
And we have this one.
That's my Uncle Bob. Again, I told you, Uncle Bob is a solid, solid man. I was just at his house a couple days ago, and we were celebrating and having the good conversations and talking. And again, that's my guy. That's my guy. There's nothing like him, and I love him dearly. Seriously.
Let's talk about your anchor scripture, the one that means so much to you.
Mm, mm,
That's
mm.
Proverbs 3, 5 through 6 is your anchor verse. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. How has that scripture played out in your real life?
Every day, every single day. I, e- we do not have the capacity or the ability in this life to do this on our own.
Mhm.
And I've learned over time that God has got me. And even when I've made decisions to do things that probably on paper or from the outside looking in, I should not have done, but I trusted God. I've taken trips, I've helped people, I've done so many different things where if I didn't trust and believe that God was gonna to carry me through, it wouldn't have made it. Being here today, there's so many things, purchases, business decisions, all of these things are so critical. And I know that God has a purpose for me. I know that even if I don't understand it completely all the time, that I'm trusting in Him because He's not going to leave me. He's not going to forsake me. He's not going to let me down. And He has provided me with everything and more that I need in this life. And I'm super thankful.
Hey, before we move to the next part of what we would like to discuss, I want to ask you to do something and see if we could reset your camera. Do you
Sure.
want to try to log off and log back on
Y-
and see if it actually pulls your camera back in?
Yes, sir. Be right back.
Okay,
Oh, there we
there
go.
we go. All right.
Oh, shucks.
All righty. There is here is another comment and support of you here in the chat. Let me put it on the screen for you. Corey is one of the best humans I have the honor to know. Definitely see God working through Corey.
Lisa's awesome. She's one of my coworkers at the group home agency I work for, and she it's funny she would say that 'cause she's genuinely the nicest person I thought I met. She's so giving and positive or whatever, but um I can always rely on a hug and some really good support from her and kind words. She's close to my family and she's really good at her job too because we need people like her in the field.
The Uncle Bob started to put more here, but I guess he got cut off. But it says just a person who puts. So Uncle Bob, if there's more you need to put in, please put that in the chat, and we'll get it on the screen for you. Let's talk a little bit about your work as a direct support professional. The DSP role. For those who may not know, what exactly does a direct support professional
Mm.
do, And why did you choose this path?
Man, we do everything. People don't understand how much we do in this field and what we do. I've been working in this field for 25 plus years, and I adore it. I work with people with developmental disabilities. I've worked from people in their 20s up until like their 60s or 70s. But what we do is we provide support and care so that this population can live a life and enjoy life as people should. I
Mhm.
personally don't like to put them in any type of box. Why? Because I think there's no reason for that. They are more than capable to communicate, to show up in the world, to have a good time, to have a laugh, share a story. So we do everything for them. We take them to doctor appointments, we cook for them. Um, but I've tried to take it a step further in opening up my life and my world, and I invite them into it. And it's not something you see often, but I want to be able to be supportive and give them the highest level of love and care. When I work with them, they know me and they know people around me. They know that I'm going to include them when I have events or anything. I invite them. I just This is a field that's not for everybody, and I've seen
Mhm.
people who should not be in it as long as they have. I've had so many experiences and so many memories, so many good ones, and there's some that are kind of off the wall, but this field is amazing. So the way I got into this field was I was working in retail years ago, a couple different places, and my mother's best friend was in the field. And we would go see her every once in a while, and we might see, her in the action of work, if you will. And I was like, huh. Now, I've always been a hustler. I've always been a worker. Always had two jobs, always making money. And she said, hey, you can come over here, you can get a couple dollars. I said, okay, let's see what it's all about. Don't look too bad. And I started, and matter of fact, the job that she helped me get, I'm still at to this day.
Mhm.
Even when I had other jobs, I still had this job. And I, I can't imagine not doing it. I work for an amazing company. It's called Developmental Disabilities Association of New Jersey. And they we provide such a level of care and love for these guys. My guys go to on vacations to Disney. They've been there more than I have, and I love Disney. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And all the different things we celebrate together. It's an environment that's so warming, because when you take the time to really get to know your clients and you talk to them and you conversate with them, they like it. I like it. We get to learn one another and we just continue to grow together. They're family to me, 100%.
So tell us, why is it that in your field of work as a DSP, why is it so important to you to be so supportive of the people that you help?
Because they deserve it. They deserve it. I
Mhm.
believe that as much as I deserve good things and positive people around me and respect and having a good time and learning new things, experiencing new things, they deserve it also. And I think, especially years ago, if you look back to the history of this population, there was times where people wanted to institutionalize them and not treat them as human beings. And
Oh wow.
thankfully, uh, the group homes, because a lot of those institutions started to shut down because the quality of living wasn't great. So these group home environments where I have 5 residents in my home, and it brought it down to a smaller scale so that they could really live the maximum version of life. And I think I'm better at my job, and I show up better for my clients because of the person that I am and because of the kindness and the care that I'm going to show not only them, but I'm going to show that to my coworkers. I'm going to show it to the people in the community around us. There is no separation. I'm not doing more for them than I would do for anyone else because I give them equal treatment because they deserve that.
Well, your Uncle Bob just put his complete thought here, and I'll put it on the screen for you. He says, "You are a person who puts people first before yourself."
Listen, it's true. It's true. I mean, I've had to talk about this in therapy because I will literally give every bit of me and more to anyone who deserves it, and maybe even some people that don't. I just believe that there is kindness still left in the world, right? There's positivity left in the world, and I'm going to do everything in my power to demonstrate that. So if you need me and I'm able, I'm gonna do it. If I'm not able, I'm probably gonna try to figure out how to do it because I've grown up in a place in a lifestyle where I did not have. I've been surrounded by love my entire life. I've been surrounded by people, family members, friends of the family, my godmother. All of these people just made sure that I was loved on and taught things and treated nicely. How do I not give that back? Paying it forward.
Let's talk about NJACP DSP Hero 2021. In 2021, you were honored as an NJACP DSP Hero. What did that recognition mean to you, and what do you think you did that set you apart from your peers?
It meant a lot. It meant a lot in the moment just because you don't often get recognized for the work that we do. I just hadn't seen it in the many years I have been in the field. So there was a woman by the name of Joyce Atkinson, who again, she's gone on to the other side, but she was a good woman, and she was one of my supervisors. And she was just able to witness my connection with the clients. um I'm slow to anger. I just try to work through things and talk to people and really try to figure it out. And Joyce nominated me, and I didn't even know that I was nominated. She took some pictures at work one time, and I didn't know what was going on. And she submitted it, and I got it. And for my company to give me that recognition and that support was really big because again, I had been in the field for a very long time, and I was working with a great group of people who, I think we were a good squad. We had a good team at that time where we were really providing a good service for our clients and were really helpful. So to get that was super, super amazing. And then that's COVID time. So things were different. Normally I heard they had like a big, like, a big recognition dinner and all that stuff or whatever. So we didn't do that, which was fine because that's not really my thing all the time. But it was virtual. And even in that time, people from our administration came down and they set up a thing and a camera and whatever, and we were able to participate. And just again, them showing the appreciation for what we do and people understanding what I do, because I know that the way I do it isn't the same as what everybody else does. And my connection to my clients and my connection to my job, my dedication to my job, oh man, I was there nonstop. But I'm just super thankful. And to be able to always be able to look back and remember that was really, really big.
Well, let me put this comment on the screen for you. Sometimes it is a thankless job, and you have a special heart, and Corey does.
I appreciate that. Again, listen, that's my people. Like, these are people who have seen me struggle. These are people who have seen me go to work until I was burnt out. These are people who supported me when I couldn't take it anymore and I didn't know which way to go. These are people, the people that are in this room today are the people who know and understand the dedication and the that I have for work and my clients, and the dedication that I have to just showing up for people in my life.
So, Corey, let's talk a little bit about your consistency and your resilience. Working in group homes and with individuals with disabilities can be emotionally demanding. How do you show up consistently for the people in your care without burning out?
Well, um, I understand, and I've learned to understand even more in this population that they need the support. There's things and decisions that we can make that they can't necessarily process, right? So we're there to support them and help them through these things. So when I see someone who's struggling, who, someone who maybe has OCD, and it's just like, you know, the can is here. If I move the can here, they're going to not have a good day. And learning to understand that and respect that and work with them through that. I've sat in psych wards. I have helped to keep people from hurting themselves. There's so much, but I I just love what I do. I do. I really do. And without us there, that's our purpose. Our purpose is to help them to be successful, to help them learn, to help them grow. Um, yeah, it's just amazing. Uh, I would do it. Listen, if I was able, I'd have one of them on there with me today. I don't care. Come share a spotlight with me. That'd be okay. Cause I want to normalize people understanding that they're people, right? It's important.
So, that leads to this because, as I hear that passion that comes through your voice, I know that you've got to be a special person to do the job that you do, and you've got to have care and compassion and empathy. What do you want the world to understand about people with disabilities that often gets overlooked or misunderstood?
Mm. Um, I want them to know that first off, many that especially the ones I've worked with over time can advocate for themselves. You don't have to ask me a question. Ask them the question. They're standing right there. They can answer it just as good. If they need
Right.
assistance, then I'm here. They have likes, they have dislikes, they have thoughts and opinions. Just talk to them. Now, yes, I've been in places where, a scene may have happened because somebody was having a moment. Now, on the flip side of this, you need to understand there's a reason that they are where they are. There's a reason that we are in place with them to help them do this. Rather than keep them home all the time, yes, we're going to take them outside and we're going to take them to the mall and we're going to take them to the movie theater and we're going to take them on a cruise ship because why? They like to do it and they should be able to enjoy it. Just because they don't enjoy it the way you enjoy it doesn't make it wrong. Just because you don't understand that. I've had clients that just like to kind of yell and well, but you know what? That's what they like to do.
Right.
You may laugh loud, you may cough a lot, you may do whatever you do. They're not judging you, so why are you judging them? Let them live their lives. 99% of the time, whatever they're doing isn't affecting you anyway. You're spending more of your time trying to monitor them and see what they're going to do. They're just living. You're worried about them. They're not worried about you.
Wow. I think that's really cool. And I just think that, can you tell us because I'm familiar with the work that you do, and again, like I said, I know that that's some real demanding work. But when you show up at work every day, what is the normal reaction of the people that you work with on the daily basis? Is this like one of those things that they're always looking forward to something new and different and better? How does that work?
Yeah, uh, when you're in a group home environment, you have multiple staff members, and depending on how you're set up, but these guys look forward to different people for different things. Why? Because we've cultivated that connection. So when I'm showing up, they know I like technology, right? So I'm gonna show them all kinds of things. I may have a phone or a tablet or like a headset or a Bluetooth, something, but they're intrigued to learn about these things. And some of them own some of these things, and when they own them, I help them to be able to use these products. So I'm known as kind of like a tech guy. I definitely bring like a very laid back, comfortable type of energy because again, they live busy lives. A lot of them go to day programs and different things and to keep themselves busy and occupied. Some guys go to work and this and that, but a lot of my shifts that I work are towards the weekend. They look forward to the weekend like everybody else. They want to be chill. They want to watch their TV shows. They want to do their hobbies and all the different things. So they know from working with me what energy I'm bringing, where we can be a little more relaxed and how we can stretch out, and we also learn working in this field that this population is big on routines. So once you get into a routine and they like the routine, you want to embrace that routine because then now everybody's moving, together and it's just working. But my guys, they love me. When I show up, they'll come outside and maybe grab my one of my bags or something. Cause I usually come with a lot of stuff, right? Because I'm coming in suited for my shifts. Like we're gonna have a good time. Um, and it's just embracing them. But yeah, we have we joke around, all the different things. It's family. I don't see them as any other way. I have to refer to them because of work as client, but they're my family, 100%. And I can have real talks with them. Like if I see one of them is going through something or whatever, I'm checking in on them and how are you doing? What's going on? You acting a little different. Something a little. What happened this week? What happened yesterday? Or who said something to you? But let's figure that out together.
Let's shift towards you having your own business here as an entrepreneur and you being the CEO of Taste of New Jersey. Let's first start with the brand story. Tell us about Taste of New Jersey. What is it? How did it start? And what is the vision behind the brand?
Taste of New Jersey. Okay. I like to cook, specifically grilling foods and smoking foods and cooking outdoors and that type of thing is where I really became comfortable, which was started from Uncle Bob, who was my inspiration on really getting comfortable with a grill and learning to cook on it and not being intimidated by it. And when I would travel in different places, everywhere I went, I would buy seasonings because I like to come back and be able to do something. And you want your food to taste good. We're not doing bland food at all. And in the midst of that, I one day was like, I can I taste this, I like this, I buy this, but I think I people like my food, but I can do this myself. So let's put some things together, right? Put some things together, try some things, cook some things, and then I said, well, let me shoot my shot, just for giggles. Let me shoot my shot. So I decided I wanted to make a seasoning blend. Once you do that, then you're selling it locally. You're selling it to family, church members, and all this people who you love, people who love you back. So are too many of them saying it's not good? No. So you got to wonder. So what did I want to do? I wanted to expand that window a little bit. So I was on Instagram, and there's a chef from the Food Network named Tyler Florence, and I wanted to, because he I see his commitment to small business, local businesses. He's out in California, but just a big support of local talent. So I was like, let me inbox him. So I inboxed him and I said, hey, can you taste my stuff? Not asking for nothing else, just taste it. And if you could just give me some feedback, that would be great. Just so as I continue to whatever. And he embraced it. So he said, okay. So I sent him out some seasoning and he had it and it was weeks. And I was like, all right, I don't know about this. And then one day he posted my seasoning on his Instagram page with a little portion of the letter that I hand wrote, and he complimented my seasoning, and that was huge for me. One, he's a Food Network chef, and he's posting it on his page and acknowledging something I created. Okay, this is cool. So then I had some people start inboxing me because he has followers, and then I was able to start sending things out. Um, so that's how the company and the base of everything started. Now, as for the company, Taste of New Jersey, as again, I'm a proud guy from New Jersey. I love New Jersey. It just the only way I was going to do is it had to be roundabout New Jersey. So I created these different seasonings with a theme that everything needed to come from New Jersey. I had the original Taste of New Jersey, which was like the one that I sent to Chef Tyler Florence, and it was like a bold seasoning, lots of flavor, and it had a little bit of sweet to it. And it was great if you were doing some chicken or some ribs or pork shoulder or anything. And then I even had people starting to add it into like soups and on grilled vegetables. Like it was just everything. And it was no salt. There's no question that in this world there's a lot of people that can't handle salt or don't like it, or high blood pressure is the thing. It's real. I have it. So I wanted something that you could was a little more versatile so you could add your salt. But from there I went on and made a couple of other seasonings. I did Taste of Jersey Smoke because I believe that New Jersey has a scene for barbecue. It's not talked about often because we all know the other places that people go to for it. But I'm telling you, New Jersey's putting out good food. They are putting out good food, and when you expand and you really look through New Jersey, you will be amazed at what we're doing. So I had to do a smoky one because that's one of the things I like to do. Taste of the Sea. I'm from the Jersey Shore. We have we have seafood. We have everything. New Jersey is one of the most well-rounded states in America. I don't care what nobody says. We got it, right? So I had to have something that was a little lighter, a little herby, with a little bit of lemon in it for seafood. Um, uh, it just and even it went a step further when it comes to the brand of I live near Monmouth Racetrack. It's a big horse track park out here, and um, in horse racing, there's different terms that are used for different types of betting, but I used those phrases when I made my multi packs. Like everything was just stemmed from New Jersey, and moving forward, New Taste of New Jersey is just gonna grow. So, so I had a halt. I had a pause in the company. Um, 2025 was probably one of the most difficult years of my life, and during that time, I didn't sell anything. I stopped everything. I couldn't. I was burnt out from work. I was struggling. I was unpleasant, which is not my style. And I had to step away from a lot of things. Um, but I got help because help is important. And now I'm about to do this bigger and better. And what's really cool is because your timing, God's timing, all of these things are coming together. I just celebrated my 5 years on the 26th. And matter of fact, after this podcast today, I'm probably going to release some links where my business is going to be back up and going. I've made a decision that it's time for me to step back. I took a couple steps back, but I'm going to move forward and take my time and do it in a special way. And I'm going to have fun with it. And people are just going to know what it is and they're going to enjoy it and they're going to enjoy their food.
Let's talk about your balance and callings. You wear a lot of hats: DSP, community leader, man of faith, and now CEO. How do you balance the demands of entrepreneurship with your other callings?
That is that is um that is not easy. Um where I'm at in life right now is the first time in 25 years that I have one job because I did burn myself out. Um so now I've came back with a different level of peace and a different level of time, and I have created a world now where I can do it all, and I can do it all without the strain. So I can give my clients the care that they need with the person that needs to show up at work, right? Without the stress, without the anxiety. I'm going to rebuild my company where I have the time to invest and take the time to do things and make a plan and move forward and be able to do that. I have my church life where I'm able to go and I drive for the church every Sunday and I pick up people and we do different things. We do a lot with the kids. My church life is huge, and it's important. It's important to just be used as a vessel to do so many things. And I'm proud to say that in 2026 I am moving like I've never moved before. I've been walking more. I need to do better, but I've been walking more. I'm back in church every Sunday, just about, because I made that promise to myself. My job, it's just great. Like I've learned and I've grown and I've matured enough and I've created a world that instead of me trying to do everything, I've had to restore balance in my life. And
Wow.
that's what I'm doing now.
So let me put, you've got plenty of support here after talking about Chef Tyler Florence. Let me put this one on the screen for you. Says that comment from Chef Tyler led me to Corey and Taste of New Jersey. Phenomenal seasoning.
See, listen, that exposure was really something big. Uh and it's something and it's crazy that a person from one post, he took a moment, right? To just post that. He didn't have to. He could have just inboxed me back, said it was good or whatever the case may be. But to take that step to post it and give me that exposure, and not only but this exposure, but to give me that confidence that I created something good, and to see people that are able to enjoy it. And who doesn't, you always want people to enjoy your food, right?
Yes, you do.
This isn't even my food. This is enjoying a portion of their food that's just going to elevate their food, right? It's so good.
Here's another comment. Best seasoning ever.
Lisa. Yeah, yeah. Listen, you can use it everywhere. You can use it with anything. I'm just trying to help people who maybe just need that little extra bit of help. You know what I mean? Like, I try to take the work out and I put the work in so you can just enjoy it.
And here's another one. Scaray, you're doing great.
That's my niece. Oh man, she's downstairs. That's so funny. I mean, I don't know if you've seen my social media, but my niece and nephew are. I didn't have children. I didn't want children, to be honest. But my niece and nephew are one of the highlights of my life. These are two amazing people who I've made a personal promise to myself and to them to want to just show them the world, but show that. through the positive lens, right? All these things that I do, I show them, they experience them with me, and I explain it to them because I want them to learn. Because again, I had people around me that taught me things and helped me and showed me, and that's uh, because of the uncles like Uncle Bob, and I have another uncle, Uncle Mark, that did so many great things for me. It would be robbery for me not to show them the way
Right.
and teach them respect and teach them how to be kind, teach them not to want things in return for the things that you're doing, to really just show up as a good person and spread that in the world. So when I'm out here walking, they're walking with me. When I'm out here doing my community day, they're my rock solids. You know what I mean? They're learning all the steps. Matter of fact, they just did a lemonade stand yesterday because I want to teach them the early versions of entrepreneurship and what that means. And yesterday, was it the best day for sales? No, but that's part of entrepreneurship. And they're going to learn that. And I'm telling them that and I'm teaching them that. And the fact that she's even downstairs taking the time at, what's she, 11 years old to pay attention and watch this, huge.
And we have this one. This one's from Uncle Bob. It says, after adding the seasoning to my grilling, people like my grilling even more.
Listen, Uncle Bob is, listen, we've cooked for churches. He cooks for his church, I cook for my church, and we've done so many things, and he's given me grills and all the different things. But yeah, he's a locked in supporter.
Another one here. Peace is priceless.
It really is. I I wouldn't even go back to as much. I lost a lot of money when I went down to one job. I was making XYZ. I lost around 60 grand a year, right? But the peace that came with that, I don't want to go back to, I won't go back to that life because this is better for me and I'm a better person because of it.
And we've got this one. Glad you are
Oh,
pursuing your passion.
that's my cousin. Hey, what up, cousin? Yeah, listen, these are all people again who were just instrumental in my youth. My cousin, we was out there running around and driving and traveling up and down the coast and all these different things, and these are just people who will consistently show up for me. And when you're surrounded by this type of energy and this type of love and this type of support, it's jaw-dropping. And it's just amazing. I mean, I've helped all these people. I've shown up for all these people, and not that I don't look for it, but they show back up for me, right? They're like, they're great.
And here's another one. You're a great mentor and father figure to your niece and nephew.
That, listen, those are my little hearts. When I was down and out and going through all the mental challenges that I was going through, those two were the ones that made me want to keep going. I had people around me pushing me to get better, but those two were the reason I wanted to get better. And still to this day, I want to do better because of them.
And here's one more. Hi, good, good.
That's still my niece.
Okay. So let's talk about the food culture and community. Food is often tied to culture, memory, and community. What does taste mean to you beyond the plate?
Hmm. It's 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 personal, right? Taste is something that can be interpreted so many different ways because what I like, I like. I may not like what you like, right? So it just is a way of individualizing your likes and your dislikes. Um and just going after the things that you want. Like we should have hopes and dreams and different things and just going for it somehow, some way. And it's just not a rush. You just have to do it on your way, your time, your journey, your way, right? Um yeah, just focusing on what you like. And I've probably had some struggles with that because I've always been so supportive of others, right? So there was many times over the years where people would ask me like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't go to college. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't have a direct path of where I thought I was going. But then I realized at some point when the light bulb went off that it was just about being the best thing around, being a great person in the world, and really sharing that light and demonstrating that through support and love and kindness to people.
Corey, through all of this goodness that you do and how you like to show up, and you have people that support you, especially your close friends and family. At this right now, at this moment, as we're going through this wonderful interview, can you please tell everyone out here in the audience what is it that Corey wants and what Corey is going to do to extend who Corey is?
Mm, that's wow. Okay. I am going to. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better with self care. I'm gonna do better with confidence. I'm gonna do better with just taking care of myself. I'm having to learn to say no to people, right? Because I give so much. So right now I'm in my health journey where I'm trying to move more. As a matter of fact, in these last couple days, this is how I know God has a sense of humor. I walk with a cane because I have arthritis in my knees, all these different things. And when I came back from my getaway over the last couple days, I left my cane in Pennsylvania. I left it at Uncle Bob's house, but that was, I think, a sure fire communication from God that it's time to give it up. And I came back and I walked my normal walking routine without my cane for the first time in I don't even know how long. It was hard, but I did it. Today, after I got off work at 8 o'clock this morning, um, knowing that I needed to get prepared for today, I went for another walk without my cane. And I saw a guy this morning who walks in the park normally, and he was like, "Where's your cane?" I said, "I'm not gonna use it no more." And he shook my hand because he was proud, and he stopped. He actually stopped about 10 feet away from me. He said, "Stop right there." And I said, "What's up?" He said, "I want you to walk to me." So I walked to him, and he said, "Look, you can do it." I said, "Yes, sir. I'm out here." And it's those moments again in the community. I don't even know this guy's name. I know his dog's name. His dog's name is Oreo, but this guy is solid. Uh, I saw this guy. This guy walks all the time. As I was coming up to my community day, I was talking to him about it because I was inviting everybody. He ended up donating food to my community day. But a couple weeks ago, I saw him walking, and I was doing something, but he was walking with crutches. And I'm like, man, this guy, even injured, he's still out here walking with his crutches. So I'm like, okay. Then I didn't see him for a while. And in that moment, I prayed for him because I figured he was probably somewhere healing. And so I found out today he had went to Colombia to try to get some medical attention. Da, da, da. But the thing was, when I walked back in the park today and I saw Oreo first, I saw the dog. And then I looked around for him and then I saw him and I said, wow. And then we had a great conversation because I don't need it. I can do it without it. And so that's my vision. That's where I'm going. I'm trying to walk more. I'm not going to use my cane. Eating healthy, that's the thing. We're going to have to get there, but it's a process. It's part of the journey. And just wanting to do better. I want to get back to traveling like I used to. There's so many things that I have on my plate. And with the support of my Uncle Bob, with the support of Shatira, with the support of my niece and nephew, with the support of my mother, that I'm going to get there. It might take a little while, but I'm not going to give up because God hasn't given up on me.
So let's talk about your faith through challenge. What has been the biggest challenge you faced building Taste of New Jersey, and how did your faith help you push through it?
Mm. Um, the the biggest challenge for Taste of New Jersey was probably the financial aspect of it, and just trying to maintain that and maintain product and the different things that I believed that I needed to have in order to cultivate a good business, right? But prayer is so important. A relationship with God is so important. Talking to God is so important. And when you learn to really sit in that and be still and listen and trust him, that's why I'm back where I am now. Because even though I went through all of these struggles with the business and I wasn't selling and it just existed and it was just sitting there, God still had me pay the things that I needed to pay to keep it being a business, because a business costs money. So I did all the things I had to do and it just sat there for over a year. But now is the time. And as I sit in this and I pray about everything that I'm going to do, and I'm going to pray and ask before I make every step, it's going to make more sense and it'll be successful.
So tell us about the big dream. Where do you see Taste of New Jersey in 5 years, and what's the big dream?
Um, 5 years, I should be, on shelves in a store. Could be local, but I'm going to be on shelves so that I'm selling product regularly. And just being consistent, right? Not burning out, not dropping the ball again. The big picture would be for me actually to transition into somewhere where I get to cook more, using my seasoning and brand as a base, but getting maybe a food trailer or a food truck and really getting out there and being able to not only sell my product, but have people experience my product in the best form, which is in, prepared food. And it's something that I know that I can do confidently and deliciously.
You've got plenty of support here in the chat here. When talk about your Uncle Bob, and we talk about Shatira, and and looking at some of the comments, and how they're supporting you and so forth. Can you tell us, when you said that you were going to get better with your self care, and you say you want to get try to slow down and prevent the burnout? Tell us, what are some of those things that you are starting to do now to prevent that? Because I can understand, especially with the support that you're getting, that they want you to start doing more of that. What are
Yeah.
some of the things that you're going to do in order to make that happen?
One of the biggest things is saying no and taking time for myself. Because I get up on any given day and I'm just trying to figure out what's everybody else doing and how can I help, right? So it comes back to me taking time for myself, um, and focusing on the things that I need to do. And when it comes to the business, like in this last about 4 or 5 days, I've realized that there were tools that I had available to me that were very similar to the tools I was using before. And some of these are free. Like, so I'm gonna work smarter, and I'm gonna take the time to develop what's needed. I have the people, I have the support, I have the product. So now it's about me organizing, taking the time, and producing. And me even stepping back to only one job was the first big step to me having the time and the ability to do these things. So now it's just time to put in the work and focus on me. And that's where I'm at.
So let's talk about your community engagement and Fruit Bowl Community Day.
Mm,
Now, this I know when we were chatting here before the show, I noticed that when we got the opportunity to, at least to discuss and you talked about that, I could hear the enthusiasm in your voice when you were mentioning this.
mm-hmm.
So, can you tell us about Fruit Bowl Community Day? What is it? Where did the idea come from? And what impact has it had on the community?
Oh man. So Fruit Bowl Community Day, it started as something I was going to do as a company, as Taste of New Jersey, to promote my brand in my community. And I did that during the first one, but I realized in that time that wasn't the vision was bigger than that. The vision became community and didn't become my business. Yes, I'll tell you about my business and you can know about it and I want you to purchase and all the things, but I started to realize my community has changed over the years. Because like I said, I've been in this house because I'm 46 and I've been here the whole time. So I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in this community. I've seen the dynamics change on the people who live here, the people who have moved away, and all these things. And growing up, times were different back then, but we knew each other and we knew the families and all of this, and there was a lot of things over the years, and especially post COVID, all of that dropped. People were just antisocial. I'm not even gonna say cold, just antisocial. They weren't talking. People drive past and don't wave, don't honk, don't nothing. Just everybody's just out here. When I walk out my front door, I can see a park. There's a park. It's been many things: basketball courts, baseball fields, child play centers, all of that stuff. I can see it. People have finally started utilizing the park, so I was like, okay, this is good. So I got a different community. They're coming out here. They're walking dogs. They're exercising. They're all these things. But still, ain't nobody talking. They got their phones. They got their earbuds and walking their dogs and talking shit. Nothing. So I was like, well, we need to do better. We need to come together. We need to talk. So the best way for me to do that is to be the example. I start talking to people. Start with, "Hey, how you doing?" You couldn't walk past me and not think I'm not gonna to reach out and say something. We don't have to.
Right.
We don't have to have a huge conversation. We're just acknowledging each other at this point. And from that, I decided, well, let's do something bigger because I live in an area that was known as the Fruit Bowl. There's a whole bunch of fruit streets. There's Apple Street, Cherry Street, Pear Street, Plum Street. There's all these streets with fruit names. And growing up, we were identified by our community. Like when we were in school and everything, you live in the Fruit Bowl. You live in the Fruit Bowl. The Fruit Bowl was where it was at. The park was in the center. This is where people met, people partied. There was things, games. There was fights. There was everything. Everything happened in the Fruit Bowl.
Right.
So we that's what we knew. And so I again, because I embrace my state and where I'm from, I embraced the Fruit Bowl. So what could I do to take that up a level? So I said, let me have an event. And I'm gonna name it after the Fruit Bowl because I want to respect that. But I wanted to I didn't know how to do that, right? Because again, no one's really talking. So what did I do? I hosted it myself. I had an event where we had free food. We had hamburgers, hot dogs, french fries, drinks. That's all coming out of pocket. Just, I want people to come, meet, eat, chill. That's all I wanted. I wasn't asking people for nothing. Just show up because I wanted them to know it was just a space to gather. And that's what we did. And we had a good old time. And my church came and community members came and all of that. And it was something to remember. And then that was in 2024. In 2025, when I went through my mental health struggles, I wanted to do it, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't get myself to do it. I wasn't in a space where I should even be doing something like that, right? And because no one else was doing it, and it was just me, and my family and everything, that it just never happened, and I wasn't happy about that because one, people remembered it, and I was just going through so much. So in 2026, now I said, okay, we coming back. We gonna do this. I feel better. I've got the help. I went and got the help through medical professionals that I'm ready to do this. So this year we did it, and man, it was a time. We had free food. Um, I had my local fire department reach out, and them wanting to support, and they provided drinks and ice for the event. I had family bringing uh, food and drinks. Community members were saying, "Hey, I'm gonna bring hamburger. I'm gonna bring this." All of a sudden, so much was taken off my plate. Now, keep in mind, this is where my faith comes back in play. Trusting in God, because I'm not in a financial position where I should be having this because of the struggles and because I'm just trying to get back on board. But God did it again. And we had this event. We had a DJ this year. We had an icy truck this year. Like we went all out, and people came from the community, friends and families came, my church members came. I invited like 5 group homes that showed up. Like everybody came together in this space. Different races, different ages, different nationalities, different everything, and just showed up. Some of the old heads from the neighborhood found out, so they came. Like it was just a thing. And now I have this outpouring of people who want to be a part of it and are looking forward to next year already, right?
Wow.
Because because one, because I'm not asking for anything, but I was given probably more than I had, because people wanted to be a part of it. People wanted to have that in the neighborhood. People complimented me on creating this space for them, because maybe people have this stuff or they have the vision, they just don't get it done, but we're having it. And
Mhm.
it was just so successful and so warming, even though I got a little tap on the shoulder because I like to cook on the grill. So I was cooking on the grill and I didn't really get out and mingle as much as I should have. But because of the person I am, I can sit back and just marvel in all that was happening in front of me. It was amazing. It was amazing. I am proud to say that I did it. I am still happy. Like there's so many good things about it. I can't wait for next year. I'm gonna try to move it into that park that I was telling you about next year. We're gonna try to go bigger, and we're gonna try to do all these different things. We're gonna get like a porta potty out there. Like we gonna do a thing. And my Tinton Falls, I live in Tinton Falls, New Jersey. They have their own community day, and it's very nice. It happens in a couple of weeks. But I wanted to embrace my community, the people I see every day, the people I drive past, the people who walk their dogs here, the people. And so now, after this, I can't go outside without somebody saying hello. You know what I mean? It's transitioned into what I tell people, the dream and the vision, they met.
Mhm.
And now people are communicating. One of my neighbors had a newborn about 2 weeks ago. Me and my niece, because I told you I want to train up the kids right. We went out and we went to just a little store. I think it was like Dollar Tree or something. Just bought a bag of stuff, right? Left it on their porch, just to say welcome to the new baby. You know what I mean? It's just about community. It's about community, and just it's okay to talk to people. It's okay to smile at people. It's okay to just exist in a good place. Why not?
Well, and before I want to get too far ahead without putting this on the screen for you. And Gray says, "Don't forget the vegetables."
So like I said, this health journey is important, and eating vegetables and all those things, I can't escape it. Obviously, is a big part of it. My aunt Grace and Uncle Bob, we were just down there. Like I said, they grow their own vegetables. Like they are amazing people, and I have a village that's going to ensure that I'm doing the things I'm supposed to be doing and staying focused because I want to be around for them and they want me to be around. And that's love.
Yes. So let's talk about Emmanuel Baptist Church.
Mm, mm, mm,
Emmanuel Baptist Church is central to your life and service. How has your church community shaped your mission
mm.
in the street?
Man. So when I go outside, and I told you it's that park right there, on the other side of the park is my church. I can see the church from a driveway. I've
Mhm.
been there since probably age 3 or 4. I've always been a church going kid. Uh, I love church. I love God. I've learned so much, and they just taught me so much. Like growing up, my church is huge on the youth and pouring into the youth and teaching us, um, and not just having us show up. It wasn't about just getting us from being outside. It was about teaching us the word and teaching us the Bible and teaching us lessons and different things. And a lot of the members there have been there the whole time. Like it's just a great thing. My pastor that I had before the one I have now, he was there for 50 years pastoring at that church.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. Like he baptized me as a child. Like he great man. And then my new pastor, the one that he started learning underneath him, great guy. Like these are people who I know I can talk to. These are people who they're not just telling you lessons, they're telling you what's in the Bible and how it relates to life, right? And I've been taught, I've been disciplined, I've been all these things from these people. And my church, Emmanuel Baptist Church, is hands down one of my favorite places to be. And when I struggled in life, I was able to go talk to people over there. And when if anything happens with the kids, my niece and nephew, they're letting me know. You know what I mean? It's a village. They say it takes a village, and I absolutely have one. And I couldn't ask for anything more.
So, community over convenience. You seem to operate from a place of genius and genuine love for people. In a world that can feel very self focused, why
Mm.
do you keep choosing community over convenience?
Uh, because we're not supposed to do this life alone. In one way or another, we're supposed to have help, right? I get my help from God, I get my help from my community, I get my help from all these things, but we're not supposed to do this alone. And because people have had their experiences, their moments, their whatever it is, I respect what you went through. I understand that maybe you had some things, but I'm here to show you that we can still coexist. I'm here to show you that there's still people out here who don't judge you. There's still out people out here who can help you. I think that is a spirit that if we were to spread that and people were to embrace it, that I think the world would be a happier place if everyone wasn't so into themselves or wasn't so selfish and willing to help their neighbor. Like I grew up in a time where you could, if someone was on the side of the road and needed some assistance, you could help them. Nowadays, let's be honest, you'd be like, "Am I supposed to? Is it safe?" And that's sad. That's sad because people genuinely need help. And I'm still that person who will do it. I've pushed people out of with my truck to out of snowbanks and stuff. Like it's okay to help people. And if I encounter somebody who's not as welcoming to it, that's their own thing. I can say I did my part. I, and they may even those same people who don't want to acknowledge it or experience it. It's my thought that they will go home or somewhere else, wherever they're going in the day, and be like, "Hmm, that guy or that moment or whatever it is, and just have it cross their mind for just a second that there's still kind people out here.
Um, let's talk here about your Black history, legacy, and influential figures. Your uncle and mother were foundational influences. Without going into deep, no, without going in too deep into anything private, what's one lesson from each of them that you carry with you every single day?
Ooh. Um mm, that would be just to keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up. You know, b- both those people and other people in my life have had like health complications, right? Um and through it all you just don't give up. Keep pushing. And my work ethic, because I started working at age 15 and haven't stopped since, and it's built in me to just keep working. You want things, you got to work for it. Nothing comes free. You have to earn and work to get the things that you want in this life. And I'm big on that, and I'm going to teach the kids too, like there's no handouts. You got to keep pushing and keep working.
So, Black history is often taught in a classroom, but you live it through service. Who in Black history, past or present, most inspires the way you move through the world and why?
Hmm. Hmm. Oh, that's a good one. I one of the people I kind of watch a lot of now would honestly be Kevin Hart. And
Okay.
that's just because he's a hard worker, and I see his hustle, his grind, his willingness to just dip his toe into all the different things, right? And just to try to make them work. And I've listened to like some of his like audiobooks and stuff like that or whatever, and he comes from a place of just what feels like real. I came from the bottom. I worked hard. Nothing was given to me. Keep pushing. You can get it. You can get. There's nothing I can't get, and just to keep pushing and go hard.
Final question for you. And this is going to be based off your legacy with your closing reflection. Corey, when it's all said and done, when the chapter of your life has been written, what do you want people to say about Corey Jackson? What is the legacy you are building?
That would be. I want people to look back and say he was a nice guy. You could count on him. He was supportive. Um, and that he had a heart bigger than his body, because I make it a point to love on everyone. And if I was to be gone today, even, I think people would look back and say, wow, he was just a nice person. And that he was selfless and he just puts himself out there. And there's not too many people that I know that cannot say that I didn't help them in some way. Small or big, doesn't matter. But I made it a point to be there, whether it was a phone call, whether it was financial, whether it was to be in person, to show up at an event, whatever the case may be, I was there.
So, in closing, what are the words? Do you have some words of wisdom and encouragement that you'd like to leave for our audience? Tell them how to connect with you via your social media, your website, how to get your seasonings, all of those good things.
Yeah, so I just want to tell everybody, just have faith in something and keep going, right? Don't stop. There's going to be ups and downs, there's going to be struggles, there's going to be all of that. Don't stop. If you fall off, get back up. Um uh so I have my social media. I have Taste of New Jersey Instagram, and I have my other Instagram, which is C Money 007. Both of them you can reach me at. I recently added links on those pages. I have um, a new website for Taste of New Jersey. Right now, I'm starting small. We're gonna start small and we're gonna grow. But I have one seasoning on there that's available. I have a link on those platforms to purchase the product. I have another link, two links actually, to support Fruit Bowl Community Day as we continue to prepare for next year. So there's ways if and you know what? Listen. I'm not here just to ask for money, right? I'm here if you want to talk to me. If you want to learn more about me, if there's more questions you have from this interview, all the different things. I'm not just saying flood me with money. That's not who I am. You know what I mean? There's a space for that. And if you want to support, if you want to come to Fruit Bowl Community Day, let me know. You want to support it, let me know. You know, Taste of New Jersey is back. We gonna start small, but we gonna get big. All the support, sharing a page, sharing a post, all the different things. My weight loss journey, I'm going to be walking. I post about my walks. There, you can get to know me. You can understand where I'm coming from. You'll see my struggles because there are struggles. But I'm here. I'm today was huge. I can't wait to just get out here and celebrate myself afterwards. But yeah, those are my two pages. I have the Taste of New Jersey on Instagram, C Money 007 on Instagram. There are ways there to contact me. There are ways to support Taste of New Jersey. More information is going to be coming out. Listen, Mr. King, you're an amazing person. You have a skill. You have a God-given skill to be able to showcase someone like myself who didn't even see it in myself to be here. And that's an amazing talent, because you couldn't have told me a month ago that I was going to be on here for 90 minutes talking about myself. And I love the color red. You wore red. That wasn't even organized. Like, there's different things, right? And God is working miraculously in my life, and so much is happening and so much is coming. So I want you to make sure that this one will not be the last time I talk to you, whether it's here or there. I plan to keep in contact with you because you're an awesome person. I thank you. I appreciate you. I love you for this. And just thank you for the opportunity.
Well, no, I thank you. And when I close the show, do you have a couple of minutes to stick around?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I just want to say I appreciate you for doing this show here, and you are the reason that CK Stories from the Heart exist. Because without people not only knowing, not just how big your heart is, not how empathetic and sympathetic you are, not just to those you work with or those that are your clients, but just how you are as the individual that you are. These are the stories that people in our communities, not only do they need to see these stories, they need to learn these stories, because there's something that each and every last one of us have gone through something in our lives, and some of us have decided to just pack it in, but others, like yourself, have decided that you got to keep pushing. That's what this is about. This is about that resilience that you not only are just displaying, but you are about that. And so when you are able to make that difference in yourself, like you're working on, that in itself is so inspirational for those in your community, in your family, for people that are going to see this interview, they're going to learn from Corey Jackson. That's the important thing. And that's why, hopefully we'll be able to have you back another time, because I can tell you, it's stories like yours that make that difference. For those of you that are watching on all of our channels, including our YouTube channels, if you have not yet subscribed and enabled all notifications, I ask if you will please support us by doing so. Once you have subscribed and enabled all notifications, you will be able to get the shows when they're going to go live, where all you have to do is just hit the button and watch. And when you also have that access of going back to watch each and every show that we have ever recorded, where you get to learn from all the great people like Corey that has been here, that's leaving that message of what we need to do in our communities, what we need to do within ourselves, how we build, connect, unify, and grow. So before closing, let me do this closing monologue, because we're going to symbolize what this show was about. Corey Jackson, brother, thank you. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your humility. And thank you for reminding every single person watching today that greatness does not always have a spotlight. Sometimes it's in a group home at 2 a.m. Sometimes it's in a fruit bowl handed to a neighbor who needed more than just an apple. Sometimes it's in a prayer said quietly before you walk out the door to go serve a world that might not even notice. Today, we covered faith. We covered service. We covered community. We covered legacy. And at every turn, one man showed up fully, not for the camera, not for the crowd, but because that is simply who Corey Jackson is. We opened this episode with Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your path straight. And I want to close with this too, because if today taught us anything, it's that when you trust the process and trust the God behind it, your path, even the hard parts, leads somewhere worth going. So I'm calling on you right now, wherever you are watching from. Find your purpose, walk in it, serve in it, trust God with it. You don't have to be famous. You just have to be faithful. I'm your host, Charles Zachary King. This has been CK Stories from the Heart, Season 1, Episode 15. If this episode moved you, like it, share it, and subscribe so you never miss a story that matters. We'll see you the next time. God bless you, and keep going.